that this is part of the 1 million by 1 million initiative, and our goal is to help a million entrepreneurs reach $1 million in annual revenue and beyond. And this goal we have set for the year 2020. And the only way we're going to hit this goal is if you guys become successful entrepreneurs and do your $1 million and beyond business. So that's the whole agenda of today's session and the program itself. We are here almost every week, although we were off for 2 weeks, the last 2 weeks while I was traveling. But we are back, and we will be back for the rest of the summer, except there's 1 week off in August. We are working with VView on these sessions. The technology that you're using today is from VView, and we are recording the roundtable. The roundtable recording will be available after the session, and we have a lot of people listening into the roundtables. If they miss the live session, they tend to listen to the roundtable recordings later on. And also the people who present often go back to these roundtable recordings to go over the ideas and the concepts and the strategies discussed in the roundtable. So that's the purpose of the recordings. I would also like to draw your attention to the 1 million by 1 million self-assessment. This is a 9-point question set that we recommend that all entrepreneurs or even aspiring entrepreneurs toying with ideas and concepts, that you take this self-assessment and put yourself through the basics, and for every question, every concept, every topic that we are asking you to validate, we have provided curriculum modules from the 1 million by 1 million premium program so that you understand the context of the question, and whatever knowledge gaps you have, you can fill them in right away. It's a very, very powerful self-assessment, and we strongly recommend that you take that as soon as possible if you are in the midst of an entrepreneurial venture, very early stage entrepreneurial venture. I'll talk to you more about the 1 million by 1 million premium program later on in the show. Also, we are, you're going to get lots of information on the Facebook page, the 1M by 1M Facebook page. We're going to have a poll at the end of the show normally about all the pitches that you've listened to today. You're going to vote on those polls. And also, you can follow 1 million by 1 million, the live tweet stream on @1M by 1M. If you are yourself live tweeting any part of this show, please use the hashtag 1M1M or use the @1M by 1M so that you can get the retweets and the rest of the Twitter impact from the community. All right, so peer backers, Andrew Rackmel is the first presenter. Andrew, if you could unmute your line and come and tell us what is it that you're doing, and let's dive in.
Yes, hi, Sramana. Thank you very much. This is Andrew Rackmel, co-founder of Peer Backers. We've been up and running for about 6 months now, since January 1st, and we're a crowdfunding platform, and we're addressing basically the challenge today for entrepreneurs in raising startup or growth capital, especially to get to the point of proof of concept. And basically, we offer the crowdfunding platform for all entrepreneurs to post on our site. Those that are seeking basically $25,000 or less, and they can solicit small amounts of money from their family, their friends, and their peers, basically raising small increments of $25, $50, or $100. And the way it works is basically the entrepreneurs offer rewards in exchange for the donations, if you will. So that's the crowdfunding platform. We serve basically two primary target markets: low barrier to entry startups, that is micro enterprises that generally need very little capital to start, such as internet-based ventures, software development companies, or home-based lifestyle-type businesses. The second target market is really the youth or student entrepreneurs, those under the age of 30 years old, who are typically tech-savvy, social network savvy, because social networking media tools play an essential role in the success of participating in a crowdfunding site. Basically, entrepreneurs find us in a variety of different ways. We are seeking partnerships with college entrepreneurship programs, small business development organizations, and incubator accelerator programs. And that accounts for about 25% of all of the entrepreneurs that post on PeerBackers. We also do our part in social media strategy and SEO optimization, which accounts for about 30% of the entrepreneurs who find us and post on PeerBackers. We also have been pretty successful in securing free press. We have a terrific PR initiative, and it seems to be working very well. Basically, as I mentioned earlier, we've been running for about 6 months now, since January 1st. We have over 350 submissions on PeerBackers, and we continue to have month-over-month growth. We have secured over $25,000 in terms of the entrepreneurs raising money on PeerBackers since that time. We've attracted partnerships with entrepreneurship programs from major colleges in the state of Florida. We did a program with the National Association of Moms in Business, who conducted their own crowdfunding grant program through PeerBackers. And we have strategic alliances with organizations like ACTSEED, the Grasshopper Group, and several others. And we're in discussions with Startup Bus, Junior Achievement, and other programs that certainly work with youth-based organizations. We've garnered a lot of press, as I mentioned, as part of our PR initiative. We've been in the Wall Street Journal several times, Entrepreneur Magazine, including a very nice article in the June issue. And we've been on MSNBC's Your Business TV show and on Inc. Magazine's website numerous times. So we're definitely getting some good traction through the press. One of the ways we want to differentiate ourselves from any other crowdfunding site out there is basically to build an incentivized sharing and rewards program through a point system. We want to add a marketplace to our site so the entrepreneurs can actually have a distribution channel for their products. And we want to continue partnering with mentoring groups to link our site so our users have more business resources. Basically, I have a couple of questions for you today. And, that is, although funding is what our clients believe is the key to their success, we believe that education and mentoring are equally important to them. So one question I have is, how do we best partner with 1M1M to offer more rounded support to our users? That's my first question. Yeah, I welcome your comment.
Well, we have an affiliate program, so that's probably the easiest way to partner with us is become our affiliate. We offer 10% affiliate commission to all the partners, and we are completely set up to bring in new affiliates. So my recommendation would be for you to sign up to be an affiliate partner, and we can get it going today, right after the call.
Excellent. All right. I'm definitely interested in that. The second question, Sramana, is basically our biggest challenge is finding ways we can help those entrepreneurs on our site by driving more backers, more people who want to fund the entrepreneurs. As often is the case, their network of family, friends, and peers generally are not enough to help them reach their goal. So do you have any ideas?
Yeah, there are, I see several issues with your business model, Andrew. Raising $25,000 in $25, $50, $100 increments is a really difficult task.
Yes.
So I think the denomination is a problem. The denomination that you are talking about is a problem. And then also I have a question about what is the structure of this funding? I mean, what are people getting equity against this? Like, if somebody puts in $1,000 into a company, are they getting equity against that? Is that a debt? How is this structured?
Yes, there's no equity exchange here, given the current SEC regulations and such. for crowdfunding platforms. Basically, I like to tell people to think of like the PBS model or the NPR model. Basically, when you give money as a member to your public television station, they generally give you a thank you gift. And it's the same way here. The entrepreneurs are giving sort of a thank you gift to their family, friends, and relatives and peers who, pledge money for their support. That's sort of how it works. Now, one of the things that I'll be doing for the company is trying to bring in corporations who want to reach the audience that we have and donating products to be used as rewards, so the entrepreneurs can use the product.
But that's not what they need. What the entrepreneurs need, from what you're telling me, the thing that you're trying to solve is this proof of concept kind of thing. And that's where you're trying to help them raise $25,000 to get to that proof of concept. I guess you're modeling after the Y Combinators and the other Techstars and all these incubators that are giving $25,000 initial kind of validation money, effectively speaking. And I think you're trying to model after that, so that I don't think getting products from corporations is going to help. What you need to do is get some corporations to play ball with you and be willing to mete out money in this kind of piecemeal format.
What was the last 10 seconds you said? I didn't follow I didn't hear the last 10 seconds.
I was saying that I don't think you would be able to, the entrepreneurs who are looking for money are not looking for products, they are looking for money. Yes. So if money is your value proposition, then getting corporations to donate products doesn't help you. You need to get corporations to donate money.
Yes, but again, the model does work. It has been working for a couple of other companies who don't focus on entrepreneurs. They focus more on the art community.
But that's different. That's very different. Art community is very different than entrepreneurs.
It is different. One of the things that we're finding, and we're just about to secure a partnership with a very large organization who has thousands of members who need to raise money. So I think one of the things we're learning is that although it's very nice to, and we certainly welcome all entrepreneurs everywhere, if we can find organizations that already have entrepreneurs as part of their membership, that is probably the strongest thing that we can do right now to bring in lots of them at one time.
No, I don't think that is going to help you. Bringing entrepreneurs and not having the liquidity that you're offering them is not going to help you. You need the liquidity.
Again, I just don't quite follow you in terms of liquidity. I mean, if I believe and support my friend and want to give him $50 to help him start his business, where's the liquidity problem?
Well, it's going to be well, that's what I said very early at the very beginning of your pitch, is that adding up to $25,000 in $50 increments means convincing a lot of people.
Yes, that's our biggest challenge right now.
That's going to be very difficult. So unless the denominations go up, or there is liquidity in some other format, like there is maybe maybe a corporation that, several corporations that become your partners and offer that liquidity, or I don't know, some format in which you need to get liquidity into the system.
So you're saying that a corporation could potentially sponsor the entrepreneurs, and how would that work? How would the cash work for the corporation?
Well, you're going to need to go talk to corporations and see if they want to do something like this. You could get like a corporation to say that, yeah, we're going to give $1,000 grants to, I don't know, we're going to set aside $1 million and we're going to give $1,000 grants to 1,000 entrepreneurs through your site, and you figure out how you give us the infrastructure of how to manage this process. And if you can get, let's say 25, 30, 50 companies to commit this kind of money and use your platform to support entrepreneurs, that could be a viable model.
I understand. I agree with you. Thank you for that. Yeah.
Because I think what you're trying to do is getting the entrepreneurs to bring their friends and family and their networks in. I just don't think that's going to scale, and that's not going to add up to much. You can raise $1,000 in $50 increments. You cannot raise $25,000 in $50 increments.
Right. And what you're saying is, even if the rewards are attractive enough, it's still challenging.
It's too much. Too many people. As you said yourself, entrepreneurs just don't have the network to get that many $50 chunks or $100 chunks.
Yes. Yes.
So I think the question then is, if you can, instead of making this, you can keep that option of entrepreneurs. You seem to already have the functionality of allowing entrepreneurs to bring in their friends and family and raise money through friends and family. But you need to augment that with corporations and or some sort of deeper pocket liquidity flow.
Okay, so it's a function of supplementing the revenue through corporate sponsorship, if you will. But I'd also like to find a way to attract more people to the site who could be potential backers that might come through the sponsorship angle, unless you've got some additional ideas.
Yeah, so you need to figure out a strategy of how to attract sponsors. So one possibility, there are family offices. Of wealthy individuals, wealthy families have family offices, foundations. You could talk to those family offices and bring them into your fold.
Okay.
And typically those kinds of people tend to, especially if it's a family that has made its money through the entrepreneur route, they may be willing to put in $1 million in this mode through your system. Or if you go to a corporate, CSR, corporate social responsibility program, and if they may be willing to do it. So those are the channels I would start exploring and start validating.
Very well. I will do that, and I will circle back with you and let you know how I make out.
You're very welcome. And as far as the program, as far as the affiliate program is concerned, you can go to our site, and I think on the public chat, Irina and Maureen can point you to the affiliate link right away. You should go sign up there, and we'll get you set up right away.
All right, Sramana. Many, many thanks.
You're very welcome.
Bye-bye.
All right. Michael, are you on the line?
I am. Yes.
Hi, Michael. It's your turn, so tell us what you've got.
Hi, Sramana. Thank you very much for having me on. I appreciate even just sitting because QuickBooks applications can probably help that previous presenter. Because what you are exactly right in your assessment. He's positioning himself as an accelerator or an incubator among 1,200 that are available. You named Y Combinator, there's SeedPod, and many, many more. Only he's lacking the funding model and is seeking a low-end crowdsourcing funding as the ability to do that. QuickBooks Applications is the brainchild, actually the outgrowth of a master's program in math, where I created a modeling technology using very well-known Bass and Dirichlet predictive growth models. And we applied that to a cloud computing model, and we got some 70,000 users as a function of our master's thesis. And so we created QuickBooks Applications as a software company that was focused on the business applications in the cloud. And so we are a social financial dashboard with a suite of applications, the first of which is business model. In each category of the applications, we also offer it as a virtual or physical appliance. The business model appliance is called Incubator. The Incubator can be branded to be offered for accelerators. So the incubator product is a bundling of the application that we're going to walk you through here in the next few slides. So what we do is we sell a cloud-based financial dashboard to entrepreneurs that come and they can either import or create their financials as well as their business plan documents. And you see here, this is our dynamic financial dashboard, where we've created a company that has 2 pro forma products that are built out. We create, within our business analysis section, SWOTs, competitive, using Porter's competitive. The users create about their own company. So an entrepreneur in the previous presenter's world could come and build out their complete business plan, their business model, and promulgate it to potential investors using their own brand. So it's a powered by Quipu platform. Does that make sense?
Makes sense, but what doesn't make sense is that the early stage entrepreneurs don't work so much on financial models.
Indeed, they don't work on financial models. They work on several different predictive models based on whatever their model may be. And they all roll out 2 financial models based on their ability to capture subscribers and some subset of advertising assumptions that they make. And the application will permit them to do exactly that. So if they are a service model and they are, for example, as you're describing, within their financial model, they're seeking to aggregate membership on the basis of selling advertising. Well, clearly their advertising models are a function of the number of members that they have as subscribers. So the metrics for advertising are well known, and as their subscribers grow, so too does their revenue per ad. And so the metrics are very easily modeled within both BAS and Slay. It's not purely financially driven. But indeed, if they are a going concern, they can import their QuickBooks files as well, from which we will create trend analysis based on those same predictive models, all of which are highly modifiable by the user.
I think that may be a better sweet spot for you, Michael, is businesses that are, that have some already have some traction, some financial metrics, and then you help them do predictive modeling on the forecasting rather than going with very early stage companies where there's no evidence of any metric at all. It's all kind of based on assumptions, yeah.
Absolutely.
So
indeed, your description is consistent with the customers that have used our products and that are deploying it. So we have both on the incubator side of business model as well as on the business model side of business model. Well, there's sort of, if you look at it, there's a consumer play, which is the users of business model are actually SMBs and entrepreneurs. And if you look at early stage companies, I'm talking about companies that are looking for Series A rounds, Series B rounds, they're going concerns with operations and predictive models. And what we do is we tie a living business plan to their financials. And because we're a completely Enterprise 2.0 application, all those that have permission to be aware are aware. So for example, if a particular sales metric is exceeded or not met, those that have permissions to be aware are notified. So the stakeholder groups for each company are the collaborators. And so, if you have the appropriate permissions, you can...
You're a bit all over the place, Michael. Who do you have customers right now?
We have members right now, and we have several people that have deployed our incubators, both in the universities as incubators, as well as in commercial incubators.
And are they paying for the product?
No, they are all in trials. The incubators are in trials as well. But on the commercial side, on our consumer side, there are paying customers. So our model is simple for the application. We have a freemium model where anyone can come and create their business model, and they can create their financials and import from wherever they wish, and they can choose to purchase a la carte premium reports. So we generate hundreds of reports, many of which are free. Then we also generate premium reports. So if you want if for example you are opening a pizza shop and you need a $100,000 loan, and the bank asks you for 2 years pro forma, how are you going to create that? Historically, it was based on, okay, what are the products that you're selling, how many ovens do you have, how many pizzas per oven, how many hours a day, and how many days a week are you open, is your ultimate market potential for quantity of pizzas created. And the typical cycle is that you will grow at some assumed entry rate up to nearing but not hitting that maximum amount over those period of time. And so what we allow is for the really easy configuring of exactly that.
Got it. So what is the, where are you right now? Let's go to your questions, actually. Maybe that will be simpler. What questions, what do you want to discuss with me in this call?
Well, okay, so, we're really early, from an applications perspective. Our dashboard is released, and we have built this as a bootstrap. We have raised no funding to date. This has been very closely held. And there are 16 of us that have been working on this project, either in development or marketing, many of whom, on the development side, they're all working for, salaries. But on the business development side, most of whom have been, frankly, working for, for a bootstrap. And so our intention is, of course, to capture enough of the business within an existing market, so we have fashioned the product to fit within a existing shrink wrap space. If you notice, there is the current IDC has quantified the business plan market for the last 18 or so years. In the shrink wrap world, there are 10 competitors. They divide up about $140 million. There is no repeat purchases, and there's an $85 average sale price in that market. Those transactions occur, and there are leaders. The top three consume about 60% of that market. The features are well known, and what we did was we wrapped our Enterprise 2.0 financial model with all of the functionality of that market, and we are targeting that market to assist us to fund. Now, our greatest challenge is getting the word out. We clearly have a superior product to the most superior products. That was our intention in our design. So what we did was we studied the shrink wrap business plan space, and we created a better product across the board. And wrapped with Enterprise 2.0 and the network functionality, we'd like to capture some subset of that market. Today, that market is primarily retail and also primarily done through advertising in magazines.
I don't agree
with that. It's still
a
sizable market.
I don't agree with that at all.
You don't agree with that at all?
No. I think today's software market is largely internet. It is not retail, and it is not based on advertising in magazines. These are completely flawed assumptions.
Indeed, you're right. Today's software, that is our assumption, what you just said. So we created a cloud-based application that targets a shrinking market to capture some of that market to fund our own operations as a cloud application.
That's right. So what I'm saying is that the customer acquisition strategy for that kind of a product is an online marketing strategy. It's more, Google, SEO, PPC, those kinds of customer acquisition models, potentially guerrilla PR, those kinds of models, but it's certainly not advertising in magazines.
Indeed. That is our strategy, to do the guerrilla marketing strategies, and we've implemented those. However, if you look at the people that are actually spending that $85, largely they have moved away from buying it at Best Buy, as you said, or other retailers, and they're going directly to the end user, and they're downloading what is still that shrink wrap application. And so my question to you is, how do we get into that deal flow, which is the customer that has made a decision to spend $85, And it is our intention to interject that decision, because with our application, they would spend zero today. And potentially they wouldn't have to spend zero for some time, because the business plan documents and the creation of a business plan, which is largely that market, is an outline and a document. In our integration with the Google Document Visualization API, we created exactly that. That goes with our financial model. And so we literally created the feature set, feature by feature, in hopes of targeting that market. But we need to make them aware that they can choose us instead.
Yeah, so that's what I'm telling you. You're not listening. That market flows primarily through search engine optimization and Google pay-per-click advertising. Somebody, if you...
I am listening, but I do thank you for repeating yourself.
if you go look at the keyword statistics on Google, you will see there are huge, very, very significant volumes of searches on those keywords like business plan software and stuff like that. And that's what drives these purchase decisions. That's how people find out about what are their options, what are the prices on those options, and you need to be in that flow, in that search flow, to be able to, as you said, to be able to interject yourself in the midst of that deal flow.
And so how do I do that on a bootstrap budget? When, as you say, the statistics on the specific keywords, of which we have metrics and we've done the meta, we know the metadata, the keywords we would like to afford, but our budget is such that you can't compete.
You have to do it with SEO and not with PPC, basically, probably. So yeah, you're going to have to do it with search engine optimization, not pay-per-click, which is optimizing the organic search versus paying for the clicks.
Yeah, understood. What other strategies would you suggest?
I think that, organic search, optimization, blogging, guerrilla PR, those are the ones that are, bootstrappable mechanisms. And in the 1 million by 1 million premium program, we have quite extensive treatment of all of those topics. Social media, all of these are less expensive, although heavily time-consuming mechanisms of customer acquisition, and that those are things that we deal with quite extensively in the premium program.
Mm-hmm.
So if I will be talking later in the show about the premium program and what we offer and how we offer. You're welcome to, review that and see if you want to take advantage of that, and I can coach you further on exactly how to go about it. But that would be your point is very well taken, that you cannot really compete. Those keywords have become very expensive. You cannot, as a bootstrap company, you cannot compete in paying for those keywords. That's absolutely correct. So,
right.
So you need to work with these other mechanisms of, whether it's SEO, whether it's social media, whether it's guerrilla PR. Those are the ways.
All of the above, perhaps.
Sorry?
Or all of the above, perhaps.
That's right, all of the above. The other point.
How about your thoughts, if we could shift gears slightly? I'm sorry to interrupt. If we could shift gears slightly to the incubator. So while you correctly said earlier, while this product seems like it could be more for the SMB, as a result of our creating the business planning technology and our ability to distribute in a branded fashion, part of our go-to-market strategy, the very largest part of our marketing budget, is being spent on creating university-branded incubators for some 200 universities across the U.S. that their own individual entrepreneurs can use the application, provided they have the correct email extension, at no charge, and the incubators are similarly at no charge. And our hope there is that is our, we can get some critical mass. As a part of that Bootstrap America program, which is a marketing program we're spending, like I said, almost all our marketing budget on, we're going to fund the top 3 companies that are going to be independently selected by venture capitalists as to which ones we will fund. So that is our, if you will, critical mass tactical strategy to gain user momentum, frankly.
How many users do you have right now in this whole pool of stuff?
Okay, so we launched Quippo applications in May, and we have over 13,000 current members that are freemium members that can purchase a la carte or upgrade to a subscription. Currently, on the previous site that was my master's thesis, we had over 75,000 members. So
the other thing that you should do is also become an affiliate of the 1 million by 1 million program. Then you can start monetizing this user base that you've created, the 75,000 plus 13,000. You should start monetizing some of that right away.
I don't know. मैं US में ही लगा रही हूँ फोन.
Arshad, you need to stop talking into the call. You're talking into the call. You're having a side conversation and you're disrupting the conference. Sorry, Michael. What I was saying is that
yes, I appreciate that's a good comment. I mean, Sramana, that's absolutely consistent with what we were thinking. Is that doing the guerrilla marketing and the SEO has been our strategy because we cannot afford to purchase those words. And to couple that with this Bootstrap America to get the critical mass that we're requiring is really our hope. In fact, I know that we would like to have you as a person to evaluate, but we have currently a fairly respectable advisory board, but we would like you to be among those that choose, which are the companies that we're going to actually do that investing in. That's going to be done by an individual group.
So I only work with 1 million by 1 million companies. So if you want me to get involved in your business, you're going to have to join the program. But listen to what I also said. I think I got your numbers right. You said you have 75,000 members on your master's thesis project, plus you have 13,000 members on Quippo. I'm saying that you should start monetizing that user base, and we can, if you join the 1 million by 1 million affiliate program, we can actually help you monetize that right away.
And in we will do that. Explain how does that work for us? We have an integration within Quippo of an OpenX server where we can accept and create instantaneous ads for our members, much like that occurs on LinkedIn. So with an OpenX server, we can accept foreign ads, and so too can our appliances, our incubators.
So this
that has been our strategy to assist in monetizing that.
So
is that how you do that?
So do you know how affiliate programs work?
Not really.
Not really. So affiliate programs work as such. You are going to need to promote the 1 million by 1 million program in your audience. And if I've understood you correctly, you have somewhere in the range of 90,000, close to 100,000 entrepreneurs of some sort, people who are either starting businesses or are contemplating starting businesses or already started businesses. This is very much in the sweet spot of the 1 million by 1 million program as well, and we have a complementary value proposition. If you go study the 1 million by 1 million program, and I'm going to talk about this more later in the show, talk about what are the specifics of the program, especially in the premium program, we charge $1,000 annual membership fee, and to the affiliates, we give 10% revenue sharing. So conceivably, if you can convert a percentage of your 100,000, roughly members into 1 million by 1 million members, you can per conversion, you can make $100. So that then you start building up a budget for you to start investing in other marketing programs for your application.
And what if we also enabled you with a branded Quippo incubator such that any of the people, entrepreneurs that are within your membership that opted to use it would be in your community, the data would be yours, and then we would have some sort of, there's of course our co-marketing share as well, which is reciprocal to what you just described.
Potentially,
does that make sense?
Potentially, there are possibilities. One, you're going to need to be a member of the 1 million by 1 million program, and two, I would need to be convinced that this is a product that is of value to the audience.
Understood. Understood very clearly. Yeah, I think that makes sense, ma'am. I appreciate it. I will listen to what you have to say later about the 1 million by 1 million program, and I do not know much about it, but I will by the end of today.
Okay. All right. Let's go to the next presenter and hang on, and we'll discuss more on the program itself in a little bit. All right.
Okay,
so
thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Nadia, if you could please unmute your line and come and share what you have here.
Yes, my name is Nadia Ahmed, and right now I'm in Centennial, California, but I'm originally from India and Pakistan. My mom is from Hyderabad, India, and my father is from Rawalpindi, Pakistan. Okay. And I was actually born and raised in Florida.
Okay.
And what I would like to be presenting today is, if we can go to the first slide, is Endeavor. And the idea for this actually came from when I was able to visit the inaugural launch of Space Shuttle Endeavor back in the early 90s. I was in 6th grade at that time. And over the course of my life, I ended up becoming a lawyer instead of an astronaut. And so what I would like to do is form a legal e-publishing company. For anybody that's in the legal profession, they know that it's incredibly difficult to get published. And so my hope and goal is to create an online legal e-publishing company to promote legal scholarship with a focus on minority, women, and professionals. And while it's open to everybody, I wanted to concentrate on these two niche markets because they tend to be overlooked. And then in the next slide about capability, I mean, I'm not a business person. Whatever I know, I just kind of picked it up along the way. The main focus of this would have to have some type of web and design savvy. I think that would be what I would need most of my funding. I'm not actually seeking out any type of funding. I'd probably be able to fund it on my own. I would also need help, though, in terms of content creation, in terms of getting mentorship, and also having feedback from students. In terms of impact, the impact would be to be able to disseminate information. Law reviews and legal journals are helpful, but in the age of technology, I don't think they should be the only source for new ideas in the legal field. And the proof of that is LexisNexis and Westlaw seem to have the monopoly on the market, but you have companies like JD Supra that are emerging that provide opportunities for anyone to really publish their work online. And the other, there's the very basic cost would be web hosting, design, advertising. Advertising.
Nadia, what are you doing right now?
Right now, I'm actually an LLM student at the University of Denver. I'm studying environmental and natural resources law. I worked in private practice for 5 years, but I also just had a baby. You might have heard him in the background at the beginning. So I'm kind of like have a little bit of, want to change the pace of what I've been doing with my life. I also wanted to take a new direction.
Okay.
And so basically those would be very basic costs. I don't imagine them being that high. Also in terms of segmentation, the next slide, it would be, I mean, it just really depends. Well, this does have the potential to be highly profitable. My goal isn't really to make money. It's just really to more or less be a voice, you know, to be someone that, or to have a company that is influential. I think that's my primary target, really to make money. And
yeah,
then,
but one thing I'll tell you, Nadia, in 1 million by 1 million, we don't believe in this thesis of not wanting to make money, because you have costs, you have to support the costs, and for any business to be sustainable, or any organization actually to be sustainable, there will need to be a source of funding. So either that funding comes from foundations, when in the case of nonprofits, or it comes from generation, revenues basically. And in 1 million by 1 million, we strictly believe in the latter. We don't necessarily work on nonprofits. We don't work on foundations, foundation-funded businesses. We work on for-profit businesses. And that could be social entrepreneurship, which is what you're trying to do, but the model that we focus on is a for-profit business model.
I understand and I appreciate that comment. It's just that I don't have the knowledge to make it profitable, and that's why I joined the 1M by 1M.
That is knowledge that we are going to make sure that you gain through the 1 million by 1 million program. That is our commitment to you, is that we will make sure that you gain that knowledge fully, that you need to get to that next level. But you're going to have to adjust your head, to kind of.
Okay, I understand. And so I guess the niche target is pretty straightforward. And then I guess on the next slide, the customer acquisition strategy would be probably through social media and blogs, and sending out a call for papers. There's a couple different organizations that do that online. And then also just like very simple, like sending out emails to law professors, the American Bar Association, and to focus more on the niche of women and minorities through voluntary and national state bar associations. For the next slide, for customer validation, I just kind of threw in that I was brainstorming with my mom and dad, or my mom and my husband. But really, I didn't just don't understand what the concept of customer validation is. Since I submitted the slide originally, I do know that I'm going to have difficulty because I don't have really the reputation as a legal publisher yet. But there is a niche because there is a great deal of difficulty just getting published within the legal market, and also there's a big lag time in terms of how long they take to respond to someone once they submit an article. And there's also the other problem that there is with existing social media and technology right now is that they have little or no peer review, and so this is where we hope to fill the gap. And the other, the hope is to be able to respond within 2 weeks to any queries that we have. And within smaller markets and more rural communities, this type of model may be able to have more of an impact. And
Nadia?
We really hope.
Nadia, I think
yes.
I think you really need to get some basics going here. And I think the best thing for you would be to join the 1 million by 1 million premium program. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. And just spend about 50 to 60 hours on digesting the 1 million by 1 million curriculum. That is your step number one. And once you do that, let's say over the next 2 or 3 months, you fully immerse yourself in the 1 million by 1 million curriculum, come and listen to these roundtables, and including the private roundtables if you become a premium member, and start soaking in this juice. You will have a completely different way of thinking about your business idea. You will have the full framework of how to craft your business idea and sculpt your business idea, and you would be able to address all the different pieces with which to take this forward. So right now, everything you're saying is kind of all over the place. Why? Because you don't have, as you said, you don't have the framework with which to craft a strategy for your business. And we will teach you that.
My hope is that, I know for the next, until December, I know I'll be busy with my classes. I wanted to perhaps join as a member in January, and just so I know I'll have the time to focus and take advantage of membership as a premium member, and really sit down and hone in. The reason I wanted to take this opportunity today was just to kind of so I can get my feet wet, and also just so I could kind of force myself to learn as well.
Well, here are options. You could continue joining these free roundtables, which happens every week, right? If you can budget like 1 hour every week and attend these roundtables, then you start learning the process of how we deal with businesses and how we think about businesses. So you will learn through that process. if you want to parallelize your whatever you're doing right now and start getting the 1 million by 1 million program under your belt, you could budget, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 hours a week and do the whole program over the next 6 months instead of doing it in 2 months. That's also another option. Or you could wait till January and join the premium program in January. Whatever suits you is fine with us. But my point is, you're going to need to learn some of the framework of how to build a business before I recommend going very much further.
Yeah, I understand. Thank you.
Okay. All right, Harsha, if you could please unmute your line and come and present.
How do I unmute my line?
You already have unmuted. You never muted your line, it sounds like.
Okay, I had just take off the cord. Anyhow, hi, how are you doing?
Good. Tell us what you've got.
Okay, at IGJA, we are getting NGOs and social investing organizations at a common platform, raising funds for them, doing social monitoring, providing humanitarian support. You can check the next slide. We have all our customers presently from the NGOs, and from the SIOs, we mainly target NFIs through mutually aided cooperative societies which serve below poverty level. Out here, we are differentiating and setting up a definition that you can donate to orphanages, you can donate to old age homes, you can donate for multiple disabled people. These people fall in the NGO category. But in the SIO category, we usually look up at the projects where a youth just requires a small amount of funding in order to become self-sustainable. So these are the people for whom we are targeting to raise funds. Next slide.
Do you do this for free?
Yeah. I'm sorry?
Do you do this for free? Do you do the fundraising for free, or is there any?
No, I don't do it for free. Otherwise, I won't be self-sustainable. So whatever funds that we raise, we charge X percentile, which we make it transparent with our customers and with our donors. Okay, we are charging X percentile, and the rest of it goes to the end beneficiaries.
Then why is this a not-for-profit?
Right now, following that model.
Is your company a not-for-profit?
Yes.
Why?
Because most of the NGOs are a bit apprehensive when a for-profit entity comes to do this. Alongside even the MFIs, when we have spoken to them, they are apprehensive for taking funds from a for-profit organization. So looking at their views, that is why we moved on for a not-for-profit.
I don't like that. Anyway, keep going.
Apart from that, the intent of even starting this was just to serve people. But even when we are serving people, we need to employ people. And in that procedure, we have to make something out of whatever we are doing. Because the operations do charge a lot.
Okay, so keep going. I'm listening.
I'm sorry?
Keep going. I'm listening.
Okay, cool. Yeah, on the slide 3, we have the previous slide, I guess, previous slide 3. We have our corporate media education institutions, which we have tied up with. We are pitching to the corporates to tap in their CSR market. We are mainly targeting the mid-sized companies in India because the way they do their CSR is like it's in bits and pieces right now. So we are, and some of them don't even have a CSR department. So we are undertaking all those responsibilities and putting the funds to our NGOs, to the right beneficiaries for them. Apart from that, they also get the CSR department promotions through our media partners. And the next is value proposition. We are raising funds for the NGOs. We are doing social monitoring basically for the corporates. Now we are doing end-to-end social monitoring for each and every project that we are undertaking. The projects that we undertake, they are our products that we are selling off to the people. So in social monitoring, we are having a pre-disbursal and a post-disbursal social monitoring on which we are presently researching because it's a new topic even to begin with. So we have a couple of drafts ready. We have our advisors. We are in the process of standardizing the procedures. So that is one thing that I had to ask you. By humanitarian support, we mean we are tying up with the organizations which provide volunteers. For example, ISEC. There are a couple of social clubs as well, like Lions Club, Rotary Club. They provide humanitarian support. The projects of the NGOs would get more exposure and people will know more about the projects. Alongside, even when you go at the corporate side, it gives a more visibility to their own departments, because only one NGO telling X, Y, Z things about your company does not affect as much as our organization says, because we have a number of tie-ups and alliances coming up. We would be also providing accreditations from IGJA to the NGO with regard to the projects that we are undertaking.
Okay.
Segmentation analysis, we choose SIOs, NGOs, which are our products based on the history of projects. So we are working on social impact number, SI number, which again has not been worked on by any of our contemporary organizations. Alongside the donor side, we look at the mid-sized companies which have minimal or no CSR initiatives, but they are interested in pursuing it, which I have already mentioned. In these mid-sized companies are usually 5 years established or more than 5 years. After getting a good hands-on experience with them, we are looking for larger companies, larger size companies. Customer acquisition, corporates, we are providing CSR packages, regional package, international, national packages. We also provide customized packages depending on the requirements of the corporates. We do the PR for the CSR departments if they require from us, which comes but natural. When a corporate is investing plus for you, they will require plus square from your side. Then if CSR departments are absent, as in they are doing the speeches, as I've mentioned before. Whereas for NGOs and the SIOs, inflow of funds, recognition to the projects and accreditations are provided. They get easy access to corporates. They have, the projects are more conveyed, and more so they get humanitarian support, which is another problem that they undergo and they face. Customer validation, we look at all the government accreditations provided to our organizations with whomever we tie up, as in tax exemptions and the FCRA, which is essential for NGOs. For SIOs, we look for they have to be established for at least 3 years, have a grassroots experience of 3+ years. We look at their financials. We pass it on to our risk management team and before collaborating with them. So that is the procedure when we go for the NGO and the SIO side, whereas for corporates I've already mentioned it before. And the challenges that I need to ask you, I need to build a very strong revenue generation model. Right now it is at the initial stage, so we are more concentrating on establishing ourselves. We do have revenue generation stuff in place, and we have conveyed both of all the stuff and made it more transparent. But I guess as we grow further, we will require more stronger model for revenue generation. Human logistics, as in I need more and more people involved in it as much as possible. Other modes to raise funds, which you can suggest, standardization of the processes and execution of the model. standardization of social monitoring processes, and rest of the processes. We have a number of processes out there. Execution of the model, if you can give me some hints or tips of how should I go about it in a strong manner.
I have to say the same. I have 2 points that I'll make here. I am not convinced that this should be a nonprofit. If you study the space, there is a lot of for-profit initiatives out there that are helping manage this liquidity gap, connecting liquidity with projects. And that is happening at many levels. You heard from peer backers earlier in the show. We are seeing all sorts of projects like Second Market and all sorts of marketplaces, Kiva, through which people are raising money. So there are 2 things that I would suggest that you pursue. One is you need to follow basically the process of bringing a product to market. You have a product which is this exchange of funds between corporate CSR departments and NGOs and social entrepreneurship projects. So that is your product, that is your service. Let's say that marketplace is your service, and that is conceivably you're doing it as an internet service, and we know very well how to bring that kind of product to market, and we can teach you that through the 1 million by 1 million premium program. Having said that, our strategy is to focus on building businesses. We don't focus on building nonprofits because the whole model of funding nonprofits is quite different. It's foundations and it's the parameters are different, and so on and so forth. So the piece that
Kiva is a not-for-profit, is it not?
Sorry?
It's clearly mentioned on their website. Kiva is a not-for-profit.
Yes, Kiva is a not-for-profit. You're right. My point is, in 1 million by 1 million, what you will find is the strategy of how to build a business, how to find the customers, how to find the CSRs, how to approach them, how to bring them on board, how to work with the NGOs, how to scale your business. All of that stuff we can help you with. Where we don't have any current focus is in raising money from foundations. That's what nonprofits do. Nonprofits raise money from foundations. So if you are committed to bootstrapping this and you want to learn, you do want to strengthen your revenue model, and whether you want to make it a for-profit or a non-profit, if you still want to build this project based on self-generating revenues, bootstrapping, and so forth, we are completely set up to help you.
All right.
Okay, so but where I'm not going to commit to pulling my weight is in raising money from foundations. I can connect dots for you, like maybe Rotary International and stuff like that. I can connect some of those dots, but it's not an area that we specialize in. Raising money from foundations is not an area that we specialize in.
All right.
So in terms,
I have faced this question a couple of times before as well. With why is your organization not for profit? I guess this is the third time I'm facing the same question.
And I would revisit that question whether it should be a non-profit or it should not be a non-profit. Because making it a non-profit limits your choices in terms of what kind of financing you can access, what kind of talent you can attract. All of these are limitations of non-profits. Okay.
If I make it for profit, how I am not very sure if the people who join or come on the board, whether they would stay up, because NGOs would take fundings from the foundations like us, or even SIOs. They are not ready to take this kind of a service.
Yeah, but you're not charging the NGOs, right? You are taking a percentage of the funding anyway. Or you've already told me that you're taking a percentage of the funding that you raise for them.
Yes.
So if you have NGOs who basically work with you on a success fee basis, what your business model that you're suggesting is a success fee based business model. That means that the NGOs don't have anything to lose. And if you convince them, appropriately, that we're going to raise such and such amount of money from such and such, from these corporate sources who are our financial backers, these are the kinds of financing, this is where we get the liquidity from, and we basically act as a broker. This is exactly what Kiva does. Kiva acts as a broker between the projects and the funders. And you do this.
I agree with you, but then why is Kiva still a not-for-profit?
That's their choice.
Yeah.
You can make the choice to be a not-for-profit. All I'm saying is that's not what 1 million by 1 million specializes in. Not-for-profit is not our spot. And I personally do not.
Maybe I have to rethink on the business model right now.
So
whether to make it for-profit or not-for-profit.
Sorry?
Whether to make this thing, carry this forth as a for-profit or a not-for-profit.
Yeah.
Maybe I would have to revisit the people back.
That's right. You're gonna have to think about it and see how you want to build this as an organization. And yes, it can be done both directions. So
yeah.
Think about it and make your decisions. But as far as our help is concerned, we can definitely help you build the business, even for a not-for-profit. But when it comes to financing, raising money from, not-for-profits raise money from foundations. That's not something we specialize in. That's the only caveat I want to make. And if you think you are good at raising money from foundations and you want to raise money from foundations, that's what you're going to be. That's one path. The other path is you can build this entirely based on your revenue generation, and you may choose to remain a not-for-profit and just kind of invest all the revenue, all the profits of the business into growing the business. That's also a possibility. In which case, we can help you just fine.
Yeah, I would consider the latter one.
So if you are committed to that's the only thing that I want to set the expectation, is that don't come running to me and like, oh, help me raise money from foundations, because that's something that we are not
no. That is a challenge that we have to prove to ourselves, that we have to go by the corporates, we have to push them, we have to get them on the board.
Right.
So that is one challenge. And
remember one thing, the corporates that you are talking about are not your investors. These are on the two sides of the marketplace that you are enabling as the broker in between. One side is the CSR people, and the other side are the NGOs. These are not your funders. They are the funders of the NGOs. You still have to worry about your own operating cash flow, and that's where foundations come in or investors come in, one or the other. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the corporates that are going to fund NGOs through you. That's not what I'm talking about. That's part of your revenue model. Okay. That I'm completely comfortable with.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Sramana. It's great talking to you, and I'll definitely get back to you. Maybe a month or 2 months again.
You're very
get
welcome.
This thing more settled down and established.
Hold on for a bit. Listen to the follow-on section. We have a whole bunch of other resources that I'm going to point you to in the next segment of the show. So hold on and listen to the show. Listen to the rest of the presentation, and that will also give you some more pointers.
Absolutely. I'll do that.
Okay, so here.
Thank you.
I'm going to next discuss what the 1 million by 1 million program is all about. It looks like we have a lot of new people on the show today, both from the presenters and the audience perspective. 1 million by 1 million is a global, virtual, online incubation and education program for businesses. And our goal is to help 1 million entrepreneurs reach $1 million in annual revenue and beyond. So that is what this whole programming is all about. You know, this program that you're on today is part of the greater 1 million by 1 million agenda. Now, in terms of resources, one set of resources is the Entrepreneur Journeys book and blog series. And there you find inspiration, you find role models, case studies, lessons from the trenches. The books are Entrepreneur Journeys Volume 1, which is a series of about a dozen case studies. And the way I explain that is it's an encapsulation of tribal knowledge that floats around in the entrepreneurship circles, especially of Silicon Valley. But also I have case studies in there that are global, that are from, there is a social entrepreneurship case study, since we were just on the subject of social entrepreneurship, of Selco, which you may have heard about. Selco is powering rural consumers with solar panels and helping them finance solar panels and so forth so they can access their first electricity. So it's a phenomenally inspiring venture. And we have that as one of the case studies in Entrepreneur Journeys Volume 1. But it's basically a series of a dozen case studies that help you understand how to craft a business block by block. We don't work at all on, luck. Yes, luck is a very important part of business building, but what we teach you, we cannot teach you how to be lucky, but we can teach you the basics and the mechanics of how to build a business. And that's what the whole 1 million by 1 million program is about. And the Entrepreneur Journeys book series is one of the resources you get that speaks to the same philosophy and starts giving you some of the mechanics of that. Entrepreneur Journeys Volume 2 is entirely focused on bootstrapping. And this again speaks to the philosophy of building your business by generating revenues based on your own revenue model and not accessing a lot of outside capital, whether it's investors or, financial backers. You can do that. We don't mind, that you access financing. We certainly teach you how to access financing and so forth. But at least in the beginning of your journey, we very much believe that you need to bootstrap your business. Positioning, how to test, validate, and bring your idea to market is the third piece. And that book really focuses on the mechanics of how to position a company. Again, it has about 16 case studies of how entrepreneurs have positioned their businesses. And positioning, we believe, is one of the key disciplines that you need to master in your entrepreneurial journey. And that really helps you manage to deploy your scarce resources really well and really precisely. And the fourth volume of Entrepreneur Journeys is Innovation Need of the Hour. All of these books are available on Amazon and Kindle, and in India you can source them from Flipkart. Some of the first two volumes are available in bookstores in India as well, but all of them are available on Flipkart. The blog is sramanamitra.com. It has an enormous amount of free resources, both case studies, industry overviews, trend spotting, all sorts of stuff that goes along with building, working in the technology industry in general. We also have these free online strategy roundtables, the 1 million by 1 million strategy roundtables every Thursday, almost every Thursday. We were just off for a couple of weeks, but we are back. And we are, at this point, we are approaching, this fall, we're going to hit our 100th roundtable. Over 5,000 people have attended. I've personally coached over close to 400 entrepreneurs at this point. So it's a program that has been going for 2.5 years. actually it's going to be this fall, it's going to be about 3 years that we've been running these shows. And it's very well received, and a lot of entrepreneurs are using these resources to build their businesses. Then we have the 1 million by 1 million premium program, where we have extensive methodology guidance. We have a full curriculum to teach you early stage entrepreneurship, all the core parameters of early stage entrepreneurship. We help you with business development, customer acquisition. We provide strategy consulting, coaching, mentoring, and help with financing. And that premium program is costs $1,000 in annual membership fee. So it's like a club membership effectively. And within that, you get a variety of different, the website, by the way, is 1m1m.sramanamitra.com. And within that, as I said, you have a curriculum, you have private roundtables, those are for the premium members. On the top right corner of the site, you will find what to expect from the premium program and FAQs. I strongly suggest you study those pages carefully, because that will answer a lot of the questions that you will inevitably have, because we have developed them based on those questions that we keep receiving. That's what to expect from the premium program page. Our methodology is lean, capital efficient, bootstrap startups. As I said, we don't really focus very much on companies that immediately out of the gate need to raise a lot of money. We also have, in the core curriculum, we have 7 major modules. They're bootstrapping, positioning, market sizing, customer validation, financing, customer acquisition, and team building. And then we have a set of elective modules which are aligned with the trends of our industry. So Web 3.0 and e-commerce, cloud computing and business solutions, outsourcing and consulting, mobile and social apps, healthcare IT, online education, and so forth, gaming. Those are the electives, and you basically will plug into one of those electives, and I definitely recommend that you digest the entire core curriculum fully, and then you can choose which electives to focus on based on what you're working on as your project. We have discussion forums that are tied to all this. You can, every single topic that is in the curriculum, you will have opportunities to discuss, ask questions. We have a program called the Incubation Radar. So companies that we are incubating in 1 million by 1 million get access to enormous amount of media coverage through my media channels. I have all sorts of syndicated columns, blah, blah, blah. And we profile companies that are ready to be introduced to investors or introduced to partners and so on and so forth through the Incubation Radar program. So take a look at that. That's also an interesting opportunity. We make investor introductions as appropriate. We make a lot of customer and partner introductions to help you with your business development as well. And all this is part of the 1 million by 1 million premium program. Now, the curriculum, both the core and the elective modules, consist of case studies. We have hundreds. We have the best collection of case studies of early stage entrepreneurship. And we have video lectures synthesizing those case studies. Both the case studies and the synthesis lectures are all available to you. So in a way, even though I am teaching this program through the video lectures, it is not just me teaching you this program. It's 400 successful entrepreneurs teaching you this program, because they have actually spent time with me to share their stories and their case studies so that you can learn from them. These are their lessons from the trenches, and there's an enormous amount of value and packed into this curriculum. So if you commit to spending, 50, 60, 70 hours really taking advantage of the curriculum, I can guarantee you will come out of the program with a far, far more sophisticated understanding of how to navigate your entrepreneurial journey. So this is a press release from our news coverage of one of our business development deals where we connect a certain set of entrepreneurs with one of the channel partners that we work with. This is a a piece that I wrote about a company in the 1 million by 1 million premium program that was on Read Write Web, which is through through my syndicated column. This is a Facebook message from somebody an entrepreneur who pitched at a 1 million by 1 million roundtable like this one, and he basically sent me an email sent me a message on my Facebook wall saying that, Sramana, I wish I had access to something like this when I had raised the money. He had raised a large chunk of angel financing, and then by the time he got to 1 million by 1 million, he had already burned through all that cash. So we suggest that you actually, whenever you have resources, or as you're developing the program, before you burn through your resources, follow the methodology, and you will avoid a lot of very avoidable mistakes. And in this case, his mistakes were completely avoidable. If he had come to us sooner, well, he started well before we started, so he didn't have the option. But now you have the option, and if you have whatever resources you have, before burning through them helter-skelter, please come and study, get trained through the program, and follow the methodology. You will avoid a lot of stupid mistakes. Now, we also work with a bunch of incubators around the world, and this particular one is an announcement of our partnership with the MAD incubator in Malaysia. We are a global program, so we work with all sorts of different partners. Our affiliate program is a very strong affiliate program where we do a 10% revenue sharing, and I talked to several of you today, peer backers and Quipu and so forth. All of you can become 1 million by 1 million affiliates, and you can start monetizing your user base right away and start developing a relationship with the program. And almost invariably, the premium members of the 1 million by 1 million program, we allow them to market their services and their products through the 1 million by 1 million channels. This is very much part of the 1 million by 1 million commitment. So upcoming roundtables are next week, July 28th, August 4th, August 11th, and August 25th. August 18th, we are taking a break. Other than that, we are here every week, and all through the fall, we're going to be here every week. So there's a lot of time available for you to learn from these roundtables, and these are all free programming. These free roundtables, you don't really have to do anything, just commit the time to do the program, and already you're going to learn a lot. You can register at the URL that's on your screen right now. So that's pretty much it. I'll just note one thing that I noticed today, because we had so many presenters who are working with the process of making the capital markets more liquid, whether it's a nonprofit, whether it's on the nonprofit side or on the for-profit side. It seems like, and this is true in the broader sense, I've seen a lot of business plans or business models where people are trying to make the capital markets more liquid for the various types of, whether it's social entrepreneurship or for-profit entrepreneurship. And that's definitely an interesting trend, because there is a lot of capital out there, and creating innovative ways of tying that capital into projects, basically, is actually a very, very healthy trend, and it will create scalability in the venture creation process, and it's something that I'm quite interested in myself. The 1 million by 1 million program is definitely one such effort as well, and we partner with lots of different other efforts like that. We work with, pretty much we commit to working with all synergistic organizations that help the entrepreneurship ecosystem. So that's it. I'm going to open up my public chat and take questions from the audience. In the meantime, just one quick pointer to the fifth book that I have particularly for people who are interested in India and leveraging India's strategic advantages, Vision India 2020 is my notebook of $45 billion business ideas. It's written as business fiction, as if we are sitting in 2020 looking back on building these businesses. And these are very powerful, well thought through strategies of business ideas. And you're very welcome to steal, morph, draw from any of these ideas. And we also have an elective module in the 1 million by 1 million premium program for the Vision India 2020 projects. And if you choose to work on one of them, please come and join the program. And you're very welcome to take advantage of our resources to build your business based on these ideas. And again, the book's available on Amazon, Kindle, Flipkart, and so forth. So that's pretty much it as far as the session is concerned. If you have questions, I would be very happy to answer them. Please use the group chat to ask your questions. I don't see any questions so far, so Michael, hi, Sramana, do you currently distribute your curriculum? The curriculum is part of the 1 million by 1 million premium, so it's available online. We don't distribute the curriculum other than via the website, no. Nadia, what process did you go through for creating your books in terms of writing and publishing? I work with Amazon, and I directly published through Amazon. I had offers. I did all the US editions. I did directly through Amazon. I did work with regular publishers for India. Hachette was my publisher for India, and my experience working with Amazon is far superior to working with Hachette. Kevin, on the 1 million by 1 million premium plan, is there open communications between members outside of roundtables and or other leaders within 1M, as it seems like a lot for Sramana to answer all? Everything is a community, so you can, every single topic that we discuss in the program, you can have open discussions on within the premium lounge. Michael, would you be interested in offering the curriculum to other incubators to license? No, I would not. For incubators, we do have a partnership program. We have a affiliate program and a reseller program, but that's about it. We don't license the curriculum. Harsha, one question. Google was initially NPO. It is possible to convert it into for-profit when required. Is it legally feasible? I have no idea what the laws are regarding that in India, Harsha. You need to check with a lawyer. Michael, where in India are you located? We're not located anywhere. We are a virtual organization. We are, I work out of Silicon Valley, but we work with Malaysia, we work with Latin America, we work with Africa, we work with Europe. We work with completely virtually. Kevin, are these lounges open at only certain times? The 1 million by 1 million premium lounge is open at all times. It's basically based on a WordPress, platform. So you can come talk. You can basically use those discussion forums like you use any kind of discussion forums. The only thing that I would add to that is we have a product roadmap of a much larger social, the kind of social media activity that you're talking about. That's something that we haven't put in yet. We are our product roadmap is also still at the early stages. But in the meantime, you have discussion forums, you have comments sections on WordPress and so forth. So you have plenty of discussion opportunities. And of course, we have the private roundtables and the public roundtables. Those are particularly effective networking places where people come and do a lot of business. Like we have a company that's a 1 million by 1 million premium member. That's an software outsourcing company out of India that is working with 3 of the 1 million by 1 million premium companies who are at least exploring getting their applications developed by this Indian software company, outsourcing company. So there's a lot of cross-pollination going on inside the program. Jay Ganeshan, we have built an add-on to Google App Engine. The potential customers, developers with GAE. My question is, how can 1M help in this? 1M helps in bringing all kinds of products to market. So you should just go study the website and understand the offering of the premium program, and that's basically what the offering is, and it applies to all kinds of product businesses, product and services business in the technology sphere. Technology-enabled services, outsourcing, internet businesses, that's our sphere. And most definitely add-on to Google App Engine is in that sphere. You may be familiar with Orangescape. Orangescape is a very successful 1 million by 1 million case study that also has huge tie-ins with Google App Engine. We are very familiar with that space. I am based in Silicon Valley, yes. So folks, you guys should go to the Facebook page, the facebook.com 1M by 1M, and vote for which of the companies that you listened to, which of the pitches that you listened to did you like the most. That's definitely a fun thing to do. And the people who have pitched, you're welcome to invite your friends to come listen to the recording of the roundtable that will be available later. We're not going to be closing the polls until tomorrow, so you can invite your friends to listen to the pitches and vote for you. Kevin, have you ever had any contact with Clarion Technologies based in India? I have been very pleased with their work so far. No, I don't know Clarion Technologies. Anybody else? So while you're asking your questions, let me also thank our partners. We have a number of partners, the Startup America Partnership, MIT Club of Northern California, Association of MIT Alumni, BizSpark, Microsoft BizSpark, ReadWrite Web, Indian Angel Network, various Thai chapters, Chennai, Delhi, Mumbai, Persistent Systems, MAD Incubator, and a variety of other incubators. And of course, as I said, the 1 million by 1 million affiliate program has been bringing in a lot of different online sites, basically, that focus on the entrepreneurship audience, whom we invite to become our partners. And we talked about some of that today with Quipu and peer backers. You're very welcome to become our affiliate partner, and we will be delighted to work with you and share some revenues and help you monetize your audiences. This is something we are hearing from lots of people, whether it's bloggers or online media or sites like some of what we saw today, peer backers and Quipu, where you have generated users, but you're not able to monetize those users, and that's where we believe that we can help you do some of that. And then finally, VView, which is our technology partner. That's the platform we're on, and we really enjoy working with VView. So that's, I wanted to thank all of these partners and all of the ambassadors. We have a number of ambassadors in the room today. Ken, Irina, who else? Is Ruchika on the line? Ruchika, Praveen. Anyway, we have a whole lot of 1 million by 1 million ambassadors who work on the program in different parts of the world, and I want to thank them as well. So that looks like there are no other questions. If there are no other questions, then I would like to close up the room, and I look forward to seeing all of you next week.